So for my interview, I interviewed several people, three teachers, as well as the principal. I was very interested in listening to what he had to say. Um, the first question was really, how do you combine technology with other tools in the class to grow your learning? And can you give me an example of this integrated technology? So the teachers use technology, on a day-to-day basis. They work with research, appropriate uses of technology, and also have a really amazing computer center with about 50 brand new computers, which the children use on a day-to-day basis. And I was really impressed actually with the Board of Education having given the schools a lot of money to upgrade technology. In fact, technology was upgraded in the classrooms where brand new tablets, they have brand new smart boards and desktops and 5 laptops. And in fact, in one class, Miss Anino's class, they had 6 tablets, a smart board, 4 desktops, and 5 laptops added to the class. And the ratio of these classes are about 10 or 12 to 1 teacher. So every student can really use technology at the same time. And so how did this technology align with the school mission and curriculum and vision? And these students are taught to be graduates, to be consumers of knowledge and producers of a finished product, according to Mr. Heston, which I thought was quite interesting. He also talks about the importance of teaching these children efficacy and the importance of teaching them privacy and filters in order to prevent the technology from being abused. So there's a somewhat of a specific curriculum being taught. The school has over about 50 or 60 programs that they already have and put into use that are online. Teachers are able to bring that those new programs and that new technology in. It is tested appropriately. There's a person in charge of curriculum who's in charge of that. In fact, her name is Amity, and she's a district curriculum coordinator. She vets all of the software that comes in, and that was one of the questions that was asked as well. Does the technology allow for community to participation on a broader scale, and will technology prepare the students for the future? But in order to be able to do this, all these programs and everything, must be vetted prior to it being put into use. Now, the school teachers keep up technology so that it's always relevant to the students. There's always policy and regulation in place. Teachers go to workshops. There's educational journals that are maintained. There's pilot programs where, again, teachers can bring in any of the apps that they might have found useful for kids, and they can use it, but they have to go through a vetting process. And part of that vetting process does include bringing information into the school in writing, B, the school be finding it interesting, and then actually testing it on the class prior to it being something that they bring in as part of the curriculum, which is quite interesting. So there is that money as well for those teachers to be able to purchase those programs. And what this technology allows for the community participation on a broader scale is that it allows for virtual field trips. One of the teachers, who's Miss Anino on the first grade, is doing or has done virtual classrooms for math with her son, who teaches math at a different school. So there is that exchange of information. And this technology is able to be tailored to the level appropriate ages. A lot of these programs have filters in place, and that's one of the requirements before anything is vetted, that they do that. And again, so what are the drawbacks of combining technology? And I found it quite interesting that they did say, the importance of learning your basics, and it's something that can't necessarily be taught via the internet. And it's 3rd grade was a very important age, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, for writing, listening, being able to, follow directions appropriately, but being able to string sentences together, follow directions technologically. Once you get online, at that point, there's nobody to really explain things to you. So these students have to understand the basic structure of sentences, what they mean, and to follow directions. And how do these benefits get gauged, and how well they use? these get tested, the community, is aware of what happens here. And they also, are used. I mean, the parents are also used as part of a vetting program. The parents are able to review these programs and decide on how they will be used, and at the end what they think about them. So in general, the school is very one-on-one with the parents. There is that kind of income to be able to help the schools, which they are able to purchase what they need, which doesn't necessarily always happen in every school. And it's one of the things about the school, that the low income level is quite high. And so they are able to spend that kind of money on their students and really are able to offer them a good education. Hello, for our second interview, we have Mill-on-Sill, and she is a teacher in Old Saybrook High School. Manon is going to talk about technology in the schools and how it is put together.
Yes, hello. So we use technology a lot in our word language classrooms. I'm the French teacher at the high school. We use technology every day to listen to authentic sources, just as the French and the Spanish newscast. We listen to it. We also use specific websites for people that learn French and Spanish. So for example, in French, there's a website that's called TV5 Monde, and they play the news at a little slower speed, and they also have a transcript so students can follow along. They also put together some online activities for comprehension, so listening comprehension and reading comprehension. And children respond to those really well because they're used to technology, and it just changes their rhythm. Instead of just reading the textbook or reading print text, to listen and to see pictures and videos, which sparks usually a little bit more of an understanding of the topic. So technology, again, is very important. Even at the lower levels, elementary school, you can play some videos for the children from that country. So for example, for French children, there are French educational videos to learn how to count and the alphabet. So again, they are authentic resources, and they help American children to not just learn the language, but also the culture.